everybody, this is the Pack Jack, and I know it took a while for me to make this video, but I'm finally here to talk about the One Piece Stampede review. It's canceled. Nah, I'm just joking. It's here. So, One Piece Stampede. So, the story. Monkey D. Luffy and his crew go to a pirate festival that's being run by... I don't remember his name, so I'm just going to call him Afro Pirate. Afro Pirate. And basically, Afro Pirate is planning to trap all the big-name pirates into one area and get a highly experienced, battle-hardened warrior named Douglas Bullet to knock all of them off. Douglas Bullet is interested in this because he wants a good fight. He wants to be like, I want to be the strongest. Kind of like Broly from the original movies. Not the new one. That one was amazing. But, you know, kind of bare bones villain. But the interesting thing about him, and we'll get into that with this backstory, is that he was a part of Roger's crew. And he is known as one of the toughest pirates on that crew. Of course, he never beat Roger because nobody can beat that glorious mustache. But now he is loose, he's at the peak of his prime, and he is bullying his rampage. And it's up to Luffy, the crew, and everybody else on this island to try to stop this monster before he continues onwards. So the story is not as complex as you would think. But I will say, though, that the characters, the backstory for Douglas Bullet is definitely interesting, which the movies established that more. And, of course, the stakes. We'll get into that in each of their sections. But first, let's talk about characters. The characters in this story. There's a lot of them. Some of them we focus on, main characters and such. But the interesting thing about it is that there are so many background characters. Not like generic character. No, these are characters from the story, from the actual anime, manga, and even some of the movie characters. It's nuts who's in the background. We see characters like Wapol, Crocodile, established antagonists. Sure, we don't get Doflamingo, but we still get a lot of characters, and in fact, we even get to see a character, Wapol's brother, who's not even canon to the actual story. He was in the movie or something. He was in another movie. I don't know. But it's nuts. I actually saw so many characters there. It just got me excited. I was like, I know that guy! So much fun. I love doing that. But as for the main characters, though, I would say each one of the Straw Hats, not every one of them, but I will say that they each had a moment to do something. Usopp specifically, he was like the second to the main character in the entire story. He pulled his back in this story. Not pulled his back. You know what I mean. He actually helped legitimately. And I love Usopp in this story. He's great and all. But normally the movies don't focus on him. In this movie, though, he's focused on it. It's because of the generic message. But it's still amazing seeing him go up against Douglas Bullet, getting his butt kicked, and then him carrying Luffy's unconscious body through the battlefield, saying he's not going to give up. It's just, wow. And that scene, I just felt so sad for Usopp and Luffy. This was, dramatic to me. I was not expecting this. But as for the main villains, Afro Pirate and Douglas Bullet, they're generic villains. Though I will say Douglas Bullet has a very interesting backstory. He was a battle-hardened warrior because at a young age he was put into this great war. And he was the one who ended it. And not because of a good reason. He killed the main boss. No. The other sides were like, okay, this guy's a problem. We need to take care of him immediately. So, truce. Okay, good. Kill him! And they tried to shoot him off the island. We don't get to see this. This is all in dialogue. This is all in the story. Not in the story. The, some weird little Japanese pamphlet that I had to look up. But it's just nuts seeing that happen. And Douglas Bullet's kind of scarred by the world. He's like, I don't need you. I don't need anybody. Fine. I'll go on my own. And he goes off, and he eventually joins up with Roger's crew, the King of the Pirates. And he has a respect for Roger, like most people do, because you can't deny that mustache is glorious. Not as glorious as Whitebeard's, but it's still glorious. But he eventually leaves the crew again because he kind of finds it as a weakness. Eventually, he sees Roger's execution, and this really messes with him. He's like, Roger was legitimately strong. I couldn't beat him. It's just getting to him, and he's like, and Roger had to die though. He died. He was so strong and so great, and he died. It really got to him because Roger was kind of like one of those examples where he had a crew, he had a family, and Douglas Bullock kind of respected that, and he thought maybe Roger's gonna be okay. Roger wasn't okay, and well, this whole mindset of him saying, I don't need anybody, I can do everything by myself, that solidified in his mind, and he eventually went on a complete rampage after that. He was eventually captured by the Marines, and well, now he broke out of prison, and he met up with Afro Ninja. So, there's and that's basically his backstory. And I know I gave you the bare bones of it, and it's not that complicated. In fact, I would imagine it's annoying coming from me because I'm not that interesting as a person. But it's still engaging to me. You just got to do the research yourself. Go onto a YouTube channel called Tekken 101. He has a video on Douglas Bullock's backstory. It is fun to watch. Trust me, it is. Now, I think we should discuss about the animation. The animation is actually being directed by the new anime director. I don't know his name, but he has worked on the movie Dragon Ball Super Broly. And how his animation works is that he has thick lines that give off the impression that these are actually drawings. Like, in an anime, you just see them and they're like, okay, that's fine. But then when you see him draw stuff, it's like, whoa, it's like seeing the manga burst out of the page. It's so cool. It's not, but it gives off that impression, and it's really impressive seeing this guy work like that. And it is a lot more appealing than the actual anime. And that's why they even got him to work on the new arc in One Piece called the Wano Kuni arc, I believe it's called. Yeah, the Wano Kuni arc. And now he also worked on this movie. So I don't want to show you any images. Just look him up. You'll see that the animation looks a lot better, in my opinion. Just the still models, they look a lot more expressive, more lively. I think that's the answer to describe it. It's not that he has amazing animation, which he does. It's just that still animation just looks so lively and free. Like, you see it and it's like, oh, that's so cool, than just a normal drawing. It just gives off a very good impression. So, now time for my conclusive thoughts. And they are that it's a good movie. I love this movie. Alright, I think of it as a good One Piece reward. Like, you've watched One Piece, you watched it all, and this is kind of like a sort of good job for you. You know? Even the stakes of this movie. Oh, I forgot the stakes! The stakes! Oh my gosh. The stakes of this movie. Douglas Bullock doesn't just want to, beat everybody up. He also wants Roger's treasure, which is a literal map to the One Piece. Like, the literal thing. It's not an actual map. It's something called a blog post, but that's for another day. It leads directly to the One Piece, the big treasure that everybody talks about. The island where it is, Laugh Tale. We actually get to know how you spell Laugh Tale, which is surprisingly hard to tell because the Japanese and the English, we don't know how to spell it. But now in the movie, it's in bold print. It's called Laugh Tale. That's crazy. It's almost as crazy as what happened in the second My Hero Academia movie with some of the stuff we get to see there. It's like a teaser, what's going to happen in the manga. We're going to see something involving, something. And it kind of gets you excited. But as for the movie itself, I would say that this is a good reward for all you One Piece fans. If you haven't watched it, it's going to be a little confusing for you. Watch One Piece as a whole, you're going to be a little confused by it, but it's still a good watch just for animation's sake and etc. For any new videos now that I've actually have cleaned my slate, I actually completed the One Piece review. I've completed my thoughts on it. I know it was super late, I know, but I did complete it at the very least, and I feel proud of that. Now I gotta deal with some college stuff, but in the meantime, at least my plate's clean, so now all I have to do is just read my book here, maybe talk about a little... looks like October's not going to be as free as I thought it was.